In this video, I'm going to walk you through an overview of the dashboards and cards that we'll set up for you during our standard Periscope implementation. I'm starting out right here on the active inventory caseloads dataset. What this is looking at is an overview of your cases, your staff assignments, your offices, just general information along those lines. We're tracking your cases per phase, per project type or case type, per attorney. How many cases do you have per office? Again, just some more visualizations on those staff assignments down here. And then active inventory values, if you're using anything like a estimated settlement or projected settlement in the case summary tab is typically where we see that stored. We can create some idea of what you can anticipate to bring in per attorney, per paralegal, per case type, or per office location, just based on how that's being stored in your Filevine. We're taking a look at case lifespan. So how long are your cases staying in certain phases, broken out per attorney and per paralegal? What's that activity? So how many cases do you have per staff that are in an activity phase, or lacking activity for 30 days or more? And then an overview of the time in phase. So who's the client? Who's the paralegal and attorney assigned? What kind of case is it? What phase is it in? And then how long has it been in that phase to give you an idea of where things are going. In the case wrap-up dashboard, we're looking at your closings. So how many closings are you doing per month? This is broken out by office location. How many reviews are being collected and how? So we've got Google reviews, Yelp, Legal Match, just Facebook. How are those being collected? How many are you getting per month? How many reviews are you getting per month by score? So if you have a way to track your 5-star reviews versus your 1-star reviews, how many of those are we getting per month? How many reviews per attorney are being collected by score? Reviews per case type. Maybe you get more reviews from your MVA clients than you do your MedMal clients. How many reviews are you getting per office? So maybe your main office is getting a lot of really positive reviews, but your other offices aren't getting too much. Just some things that could give you some insight on your marketing materials. In demands, we're taking a look at how many demands are being sent per month per paralegal. How many demands are being sent per month, and what are those totals? Do we have any offers waiting to be responded to by the attorney? Exactly how many offers are outstanding per attorney? And there are some other things we could do with this dashboard as well. We've got demographics, which really just gives you eyes on your client base. So your client genders, the languages spoken, the ages, just taking a look at what the majority of your client base is. What's the general marital status? Where are they coming from in your area? System user activity is giving you an idea of how your team is interacting with Filevine on a daily basis. So daily case activity will show you which cases are getting the most movement. Actions per user each day will show you which user is doing the most in Filevine that day. If you're like us and you have a Filevine integration, chances are that's going to take up the majority piece of the pie. So there are always filters we could add in to exclude any integrations or non-user actions. What type of actions are primarily being taken per day? You can see just accessing the project is our largest portion here, but this breaks down all of those granular actions that build up in Filevine to show you an overview of what that daily productivity is comprised of. And then user comparison, so seeing which users are in and doing the most clicks or what they're doing in their daily Filevine activity. Again, Filevine integration is really knocking everyone out of the park here. So if you do have an integration user, we can always add in filters to hide that so that you're really only looking at real people activity. And then an overview of the log times. When are people logging in? When are they logging out? What's an average there? Intake metrics is going to show you your intake data in a few different ways. What's our most common status? Are we rejecting the cases? Are we signing them up? Are we losing more than we're rejecting? Are we signing up more than we're losing? How many cases are we signing up per referral source per month? And then how many cases are we signing up per source in general? So where is the bulk of your cases really coming from? We've also got some intakes completed that we are tracking again by referral source just to get a better idea of how those cases are coming to us. How many cases we're signing up per case type? Again, really just seeing what the majority of that incoming caseload is. How many signups are happening per office? How many cases are you being referred from your referral network? Here, our number is a little bit skewed, but this would really break down out of the attorneys you're working with, who's giving you the most cases. Intake signups and intake totals per staff and per source. And then this goes back to that projected settlement amount. If you do have a projected fee or projected settlement amount field in Filevine, we can make some estimates based off of that projection and what we expect to get from certain referrals. Maybe you've got some law firms that are sending you some really great cases. They're always settling for great amounts. You'd be able to visualize stuff like that in here. And then just some additional data audits. How many intakes do you have currently that haven't been signed up or that are just awaiting a resolution in general? In the medicals board, we're looking at your average medical expense per provider, your average referrals per provider, your treatment timelines. So this can show us on average how often are your clients staying in a treatment phase. Any paid versus outstanding per provider. So just taking a look at where finances need to go from that case. How long does it typically take to get your records from ordered to received? This board is very helpful, especially in the personal injury sense. It can give you a good idea of what providers may need just a little extra nudge when you're getting those record requests out. And then a collection follow-up table. So what is outstanding where treatment is complete? We really need to get these records in. I know we've touched on projections a little bit in active inventory and intake, but this dashboard here is solely devoted to projections. So what are our projected fees per attorney per quarter? What are our settlement projections per office per quarter? Projected fees, again, per quarter per office. Projected settlements in total, per attorney, per case type, and then again another projected fees per quarter per case type. There are just a different ways we can choose to visualize. Some of these data sets are the same, but this is an example of different ways that you could visualize that data. So maybe it's more meaningful for you to see it in a bar graph. This is my personal favorite, but the line graphs are also helpful just in looking at that variation between your case types, your office locations, your attorneys, and how that settlement money is coming in. The final dashboard we have here is task management. This one's much more straightforward, really just taking a look at how many tasks are outstanding per team member, what's incomplete, what's overdue, what's pending. So it's open, tasks that are open but not quite due just yet. And then we've also got a few visualizations on what's due per user, how many users have the most outstanding or overdue tasks. What's our average complete time? So from the time a task is assigned to a user to the time it's complete, what's that average lifespan of that task per team? And then how many tasks are being completed per month and per week? So these are all of the standard setup cards and dashboards that we'll do. There, of course, as we're in here setting these up, maybe some cards that you're looking for that we can always accomplish in optimization as well.